Let's talk tattoos. So I think the last time I showed myself on camera, I was pretty clean. I was still young, easily 16, 17. And a lot has changed since then. Hair, for one, nails, if you can tell. But at the same time, I got really into tattoos. I think I've been into tattoos for as long as I've known they exist. I know my dad has a couple on his arms, but nothing anywhere near as severe as others. But today, I'll give you a tour of what I have. And the pictures I'll be using are from when they were fresh, not as they are now. So the first tattoo I got was my back tattoo, the whole piece. That set me back about £120, which was a lot. It was a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be, especially for something so big. But yeah, so we have in the middle 10, the kanji for heaven in Japanese. Around that is the Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail, and around the corners are Fu, Rin, Ka, Zan. Respectively, those are wind, forest, fire, and mountain. And below here is exactly what it means. The second tattoo I got was the fairy. I had that as a transfer tattoo back when I think it was when I was turning 13 when I went to Wales. And I was trying to look for that design for ages, and I'm so glad I did. And now it's on my body forever. The next tattoo I got was the cancer ribbon in honor of my mom. I know it's all black, and I know that represents a different kind of cancer. Up here is what it actually means. So I was going to get that shaded purple at some point to honor my mother's type of cancer, which is pancreatic. And that's easily one of the most meaningful tattoos I have. Next, I got, I believe, was the canvas on my arm. I was going to put my dad's face on there for when he passed away, but after mulling it over, I think it looks really good blank because it kind of shows how I am as a person. And at the same time, a lot of my family and friends are artistic, shall we say. I'm not going to dwell on that. The next tattoo I got was the Anxiety Sucks on my chest. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but the message is still there because it does. I have anxiety and it sucks. There you go. And then I went for the hand, the either Sheikah or the more specifically the Sheikah Slate design from Breath of the Wild. I wanted a Zelda tattoo regardless, and the Triforce was just kind of basic in my opinion, so I went for something a bit more in depth. And to say the least, my dad wasn't a fan of it at first, but he's come around to it, and I love it. So the next tattoo I had was the Anarchy symbol on my shoulder. I was going to go for that on the neck, would have been a terrible idea. Even my artist said I shouldn't have done it, and so I got it on my shoulder instead. For the record, it is my least favorite design, but that's not saying much right now. Next, I got Conciliation on my chest there. I got the inspiration from S's theme song from BlazBlue Central Fiction, but knowing what it means, I feel like that's what I do. I conciliate people, and I think that's a really powerful message. The next tattoo I got was Can I Still Go to Heaven If I Kill Myself? That's the name of a song by Original Gods, and at the time, like, that was my favorite song, at least as of that year. And I even showed him, and his proof. And like him showing that off on his own Instagram was really freaking cool. I kind of handled him a little bit poorly, but you live and you learn. And lucky number 10 was the scythe on my arm with the number 20 beneath it. I'm sure you could piece that together. Next tattoos I got were my nan's name there, Christine. I had to get something for my family, of course. Then I got the Samsara. So the Samsara is a Buddhist thing, and the design is the never-ending knot. And I thought that was a really cool design. I'd seen it before in other games, but I never understood what that was until I think now 5 years ago. So that's really freaking cool to me. Lucky 13 was the Hanya piece. I was trying to think of what I could get for my left hand since that was bare at the time, and I was just looking for designs that would look good on a hand. I think I was talking it over with one of my online friends, And we came to the conclusion of doing a Hanya mask. So I was looking through designs on Google, found this specific one. Since getting that, I've never looked back on it. It's one of my favorite designs, as other people have said. They love it as well. Next was the clocks. So these represent my granddad's schedule. The top one is when he has breakfast, second one he has lunch, third one he has dinner, and the last one's when he goes back to bed. I got it because my granddad works on a schedule, a personal one, and the funniest part is he doesn't recognize that that's his schedule. He'll outright deny that he goes to the clock for certain things, and yeah, that means a lot to me. Next, I believe, was the paw prints. So that was from my first cat, Dizzy. He passed away in 2021, sadly. Um, and that's come on memorial of him. And here's a picture of him, in case I never showed you. The next in sections were the 4 and the 8 on my hands. Those are my angel numbers, 4 and 8 respectively, not 48. Reason being is that I was born at 8 minutes past 4 on the 4th day of the 8th month. And on top of that, I came fourth in pretty much every race I ran. My favorite sound is 808s. So you can sort of see where that's going. I hope. And the last one I got in this part was Anima Vestra on my fingers. Given the amount of letters, it had to be mushed together on my fingers. Anima Vestra is your soul in Latin, which is the closing line to X's I Spoke to the Devil in Miami. One of his best songs. Besides Look at Me, obviously. But yeah, that song means a lot to me as well. And I really hope people can listen to it more. So my last recent tattoos were the rabbit clock. The rabbit clock, if you can see here, that bastard over there. I've had that since I was a baby. Wherever I go, that comes with me. And that's not going to change. And if you look closely, the time on it is my birth time. Double whammy there for you. Then on my wrist there is, I know it's upside down, never get used to people in Russian. Don't ask me to say what that is in Russian. Please. In case it wasn't obvious, it's named after the Russian artist who did Life Letters. It sounds really weird. I think it's really weird, but I think it's good. The last tattoo I got was on my shoulder, the Star of Chaos. And before you ask, it's not about Warhammer, even though I should get into it. The reason I got it, not only because of the design, because it looks badass, is because I'm a very unintentionally chaotic person, and I don't know why. The reason I say that is because whenever I leave a place, it just goes to absolute crap. When I left secondary school, apparently all the students would have to go onto the sister school, which is now the only secondary school in the area now. Then when I started working at certain places, granted I did work day one, so that was a very bad idea. In the last video I mentioned I worked at a Mexican restaurant. That's now something else. And then I worked at a little dessert shop. That's going through a complete rebranding. It's still a little dessert shop, but it's got other things as well inside of it. When I left Savers, the manager was just an absolute craphead. They've been going through staff like nobody's business, and yeah, that's about it. And if you couldn't tell, there's nothing up here, and it's going to stay that way. Don't worry. So yeah, those are all my tattoos as of current. I haven't got any planned right now, but we'll see in the future. This has been Brodus Dudeman. See you later.